In trying to heal my autoimmune over the last 4 years, the first test that I was told to do by the first holistic doctor that I saw was a food sensitivity test. And I'm gonna tell you right away, if you're thinking about doing this test, don't. This test is supposed to show what foods you are sensitive to, not what foods you're allergic to. So when you're allergic, you have pretty much an immediate reaction, whereas when you're sensitive, you can have a delayed reaction up to 3 days after ingesting this food. And the reaction is not really straightforward. It could be brain fog, it could be a rash, it could be swelling, it could be anything that's on the spectrum of you being sick. The first holistic doctor that I saw, I had to do my consultation, which was $500 for 45 minutes. And then he told me to get this test, which was $1,200. So right away, I'm out $1,700 for a test that, looking back, I don't think is worth it. So I do the test and these are the results. And it tells me that I'm sensitive to these foods. Now you can find cheaper sensitivity tests, but I went for the most comprehensive one. It tests for foods, but also tests for additives, it tests for chemicals, it tests for a lot of stuff. This is why this one's a little bit more expensive than what you can find out there. The holistic doctor tells me, well, for the next 3 months, avoid all these foods and let's see how you do then. And so I did. I didn't eat any of these foods for 3 months and nothing's changed. Now after 3 months, my gut, or should I say my dysfunctioning gut, just told me I don't trust this doctor. So I switched over to a different holistic doctor that was actually really good. And what this doctor told me was that if you have intestinal permeability or leaky gut, the food that you are eating, in simple terms, some of it will seep through your intestinal wall, get into your bloodstream, and then your body will react. So depending on what you eat, you might actually have a different sensitivity result. So if you test on a Monday and then 2 weeks later you've had different food and you test again, your sensitivity result might be different. And that the real issue to fix is intestinal permeability. Now this test that I did also tested for intestinal permeability. As you can see here, increased level of lipopolysaccharide antibodies indicate leaky gut conditions. And most holistic doctors would agree that if you do have presence of lipopolysaccharide in your bloodstream, that means you have leaky gut. But then again, you don't need to get tested for that, because if you're having any type of health issues, whether it's rashes, swelling or whatever, you most likely have intestinal permeability and dysbiosis. So basically, there's no real need to spend money on this. Just fix your intestinal permeability, rebalance your gut flora, and your sensitivities will eventually go away. Now, this is not a medical advice. It's just after 4 years of dealing with this and testing left and right. To me, if I could go back in time, I wouldn't do this test. So if you feel like doing it, do it. But personally, I don't think it's worth it.